Manifesting a specific person is the most natural thing in the world. Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. This is Priya, your manifestation coach. And in this video, we're going to take a look at why manifesting a specific person is actually something that is very natural and something that you're doing all the time. But first, if you would like to get coached by me, I offer an online course, Manifest Your SP Mastery. This is where I show you step by step exactly how to manifest the version of your specific person that you desire. I also offer monthly membership coaching. This is where you can get live coaching with me on a weekly basis to really stay on top of your manifestation game. And finally, I also offer one-on-one coaching to help you manifest anything that your heart desires. You can get access to any of these offerings by simply clicking the link below in the description box. Okay, let's get back to this video. Manifesting a specific person is natural. Now, the reason why I made this video is because a lot of you, it hasn't yet clicked for you that you are always manifesting. You are never not manifesting. That it's not something that you can switch on or off. Your specific person is always reflecting you. Moreover, your specific person isn't just somebody who's your romantic interest. Everybody is a specific person, like your mom, your dad, your coworker, your friends. But we'll get into that in a bit. For now, let's just focus on somebody who is a romantic interest to you. So what do I mean by your specific person is always reflecting you? What I mean by this is that the way that your specific person is currently showing up in your 3D reality is always the result of your self-concept and your stories about them. So your self-concept is how you see yourself in general when it comes to love and relationships. So do you have a self-concept that says, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I suck at love and relationships? Or do you have a self-concept that says, I am lovable, I am good enough, I always get what I want when it comes to love and relationships, I'm always prioritized, I'm always chosen? The second part to this is your stories about your specific person. Now, this is all to do with how you see yourself in relation to your specific person. So do you have stories that say, my specific person doesn't love me, they're not ready for commitment, they don't want anything to do with me? Or do you have stories that say, my specific person adores me, my specific person always prioritizes me, me and my specific person are in a happy, committed relationship? These two things, your self-concept and your stories about your specific person, dictate how they are showing up and treating you in your 3D reality. They are always reflecting you, and this is something that you are doing all the time, whether you are conscious of it or not. And to take this a step further, this applies to everyone in your life. Everybody is always reflecting you. And that's what I mean by this is something that you're doing naturally anyway, most people unconsciously, but you're always manifesting a specific person. And even in the context of manifestation, you're always manifesting a specific person. Because let's say that you want to manifest your dream job. Well, in order for you to get hired in your dream job, somebody is going to get the idea to hire you over everybody else. That's you manifesting a specific person. Let's say that you want to sell your house and you begin to manifest your house being sold for X amount. Well, again, that's you manifesting a specific person because somebody is going to get the idea in their mind to buy your house at the price that you specified. So this is something that you are doing all the time, whether you're manifesting a job, your house being sold, whether you are manifesting buying a new car. It involves people, which means you're always manifesting a specific person. It doesn't just apply to romantic relationships. And this is something that is always happening whether you know about manifestation or not. People are always reflecting back to you your self-concept and your stories about them. And the reason why I wanted to shine light on this is because people are still asking questions such as, Priya, how do I manifest my specific person? How do I manifest commitment from them? How do I manifest them marrying me? How do I manifest us moving in together? And what you want to understand is that you're always manifesting. You're never not manifesting. And so this is more about understanding how to think in your favor instead of thinking unfavorably. This is about understanding that you're always manifesting, but now you're going to manifest consciously, deliberately, and intentionally versus unconsciously. And this is why it's so important to be aware of the thoughts that you're thinking, the stories that you're telling. So the key to manifesting the version of your specific person that you desire is to get your self-concept in alignment. You want to ensure that you have a really high self-concept where you know your value and your worth, and where you know you are the operant power of your reality. The second thing that you want to get into alignment is your stories about your specific person. So you want to make sure you have a story that implies your end, such as me and my specific person are in a happy, committed relationship. And then affirm for how you want your specific person to treat you. So maybe you have affirmations that say, my specific person always prioritizes me. My specific person loves spending time with me. Whatever it is that you want to see more of in your reality, or whatever it is that's important to you, you absolutely want to be thinking this way about your specific person whenever you think of them. And the idea is you want to saturate your subconscious mind with these new stories to do with your specific person and to do with your self-concept. Remember that when the new story that you are affirming becomes a dominant story within you, your subconscious mind must produce proof of this to you in your 3D reality. This is when you'll manifest the version of your specific person that you desire. And in the same way, you're doing this with the unfavorable version of your specific person. So when you have an assumption that says, my specific person is not ready for commitment, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, and that's your dominant story, your subconscious mind is producing proof of this to you in your 3D reality. That's why you're experiencing the version of your specific person that's not ready for commitment, or that's treating you in an unfavorable way. It's because that's your dominant story. Or you have an assumption or belief that says, my specific person is not ready for commitment. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. So it's always working. The law never switches off. The law is always working, whether you're conscious of it or not. And I feel that in order to really begin to execute manifesting the version of your specific person that you desire properly, it's important to understand that you're always doing this. You're never not manifesting. So even when you do get the relationship or you do get the commitment, it doesn't stop there, because you're never not manifesting. So you want to make sure that you stay on top of your mental diet. You want to make sure that you're aware when you have assumptions that are out of alignment, so that you can tweak it, so that you can shift it. If you don't understand this, then yeah, sure, you can manifest the version of your specific person that you desire by simply affirming and making that your dominant story. But then once you get the manifestation, if there's things in the relationship that start showing up that you don't like, that you don't prefer, and you don't start to change your story around it or your assumptions around it, then you're going to manifest the stuff that you don't want. And that's why it's important to understand that this isn't something that you switch off. You are always manifesting. So you want to be conscious and aware of this so that you can stay in flow with always manifesting what it is that you prefer. Now, it might not always be perfect, and that doesn't matter, but at least you know you can change it if you want to, and you have the choice to change something that you do not prefer if you want to, simply by changing the way that you think about that thing, simply by changing your story about the thing, and ensuring that you have a high self-concept where you know you're the operant power of your reality and where you know your value and your worth. So, manifesting a specific person is something that you are naturally doing all the time. Unfortunately, for most people, you are thinking against what you want. You're constantly complaining about what it is that you don't like about your specific person, or you're somebody that doesn't yet know your value and your worth, and you have negative stories about yourself, such as I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, people always ghost me, I suck when it comes to love and relationships. And you absolutely want to change these stories. You absolutely want to make sure that you align your self-concept and your story about your SP with your end, and make that your new assumption. Secondly, you want to remember that this is always happening with everybody in your life. So, for example, if you have a boss right now who you think is an asshole and you don't like it, if you desire to change it, you can change it. You can begin to affirm, oh, my boss loves me. I get on so well with my boss. We have a really good working relationship. You can begin to affirm for that. If it's something that you prefer, you might not care. And if you don't care, then don't change it. But If you do care, you can change it. The same thing goes for your best friend. The same thing goes for your mom or your dad or your sister or your uncle or your coworker. If there's something that you don't prefer, you can change it. But of course, if you don't care, then don't change it, right? Just because everybody's you pushed out and everybody's reflecting you, it doesn't mean that you have to go around changing everything. You're only going to change things that matter to you, things that are important to you is what you're going to change. And that's going to look so different for everybody, and that's each to their own. So I hope this video has helped shine some light on manifesting a specific person is something that is natural. It's something that you are always doing through your thought patterns. And all you have to do to manifest a version of people that you want is to get your thought patterns in check. Begin to think in your favor. Make sure that you have a high self-concept where you know your value and your worth and that you are the operant power of your reality. And make sure you have favorable stories about your specific person that imply your end. Once you make these new stories a dominant story within you, your subconscious mind must produce proof of this to you in your 3D reality. This is something that is happening all the time. So you absolutely want to become conscious of the thoughts that you are thinking so that you can change them accordingly to align with what it is that you want. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening. Mwah.